What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be talking about peridot. I simply love this crystal. I've been working with it for years and it's one of my favorites. I wanted to show you some specimens today because I got some new ones. Peridot is a very beautiful green crystal. It's often used in jewelry, as you'll see here. It's actually very prized for its use in jewelry just because it's such a beautiful green color. Oh my goodness, the color is just simply amazing, which is a result of iron inclusions, which is what helps bring it its green color. But peridot is the gem quality of olivine. Olivine's a mineral that's found in quite a few places around the world, but most notably it's found in Pakistan, Vietnam, there's some in Australia, some in Arizona. So it's found around the world, but it's not exactly abundant. This here is my personal piece that I've been using for a few years and I love it so much. And not just because of its beauty. There's so much going for peridot that I'll talk about in this video. But yeah, let's talk about where it comes from. So it's found in a few places around the world that I mentioned. The best pieces come from maybe Burma or Pakistan, which is where these crystals come from that you're seeing here. These are Pakistani ones. And they're actually very different from most crystals, as most crystals form on the crust, right? They form in the soil on the crust of the earth, but these peridot crystals form deep in the mantle, and they're subjected to intense heat, and they are brought up to the surface by volcanoes and tectonic shifts, earthquakes basically. So they're formed deep in the earth under heat and pressure, and they're brought up to the surface by these volcanoes or from these earthquakes, and they have an intense, powerful, vibrant, brilliant energy to them, which is why I love them so much. Yes, they're beautiful to look at. Yes, they're sought after and highly regarded by collectors, but metaphysically speaking, these are crystals of pure joy and just pure happiness. They're a lot like citrine, I find. When you hold one, you get this zing of energy. It's like a zing, you know what I mean? And you just feel happier, right? You feel, it just lifts the mood so much. And to me, you know, crystals are different for everybody. Everyone experiences their energy differently. But for me, holding a peridot is a lot like the first day of spring, right? When it's been cold all winter and it's finally warm, the birds are chirping, the flowers are blooming, and that feeling of just kinetic energy in the air of possibilities. That's the feeling I get when holding peridot. So if I want to, it's like, okay, it's like when you, how about this? It's it feels a lot like when you're anticipating something exciting, right? Maybe you have a trip planned and you're really excited about it, but it's not here yet. That's the feeling I get with peridot. Like, I get this like butterflies in my stomach, but in a good way. I don't actually feel the butterflies, but I get the feeling of it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like the feeling of anticipation, like anything could happen. That's the feeling that I get when holding or working with peridot, and I think it's a beautiful crystal for that reason. A lot of people use it to lift their mood, and that's why it's so popular in jewelry, is because it's so uplifting. It lifts your mood, and it's just fantastic crystal to be around. They're birthstones for August, September, and October, so that means Libra, Scorpio, and Virgo, I think. Yeah, well, you know, if I don't put a lot of stock in birthstones, right? If it's beautiful, if it's conducive to my energy, then I work with it. But yeah, these are just beautiful, beautiful stones. And you know, the longer that you keep it in your aura, the higher your vibration is. I don't know, it's just something about these stones that really raise your vibration, and it's just like an instant boost to your mood, really. They are calming, and they help people to have a more positive outlook on life, which is again why a lot of people will keep it as jewelry, but I really like it for meditation. Just, you know, putting one on your forehead, this is fine. I resonate with crystals at the third eye the most, but this is more of a heart stone or a higher or lower heart. not higher. It's the lower heart and the why can't I think of the yellow one? Why can't I think of the solar plexus? So it's a higher solar plexus, lower heart energy. So it does open up the heart to emotions and to feeling good, and I think that's really its main thing is it opens up the heart to feeling good. And I think that's really what its main thing does. These are huge pieces I'm showing you. Peridot usually comes in tiny little balls, I guess you would call it. But these are huge crystals. And they are very high quality, facet grade. As you see, like in the sunlight, I mean, you could use these in jewelry. I spent a lot of money on these just because I wanted to be around peridot. I mean, look at the size of this crystal. Peridots are usually very small compared to this. So these would be great in jewelry making if you wanted to do wire wrapping, or if you're doing... maybe even a ring. This one might be too big for a ring, but you get the idea. They're great for jewelry just because people love to keep them in their energy field, and I love to keep mine in my energy field as long as I possibly can. As I was saying, they resonate with the heart and the higher solar plexus chakra. So they're very... how could I put this? They're not like rose quartz that open you up to maybe the feeling of love. These are more about opening up to joy and opening up to possibility, because it's kind of got a mixture of some heart-based energy and some solar plexus energy. It's a nice mixture of the two, and when you mix those two energies, I get the feeling of maybe being more willing or more able or more knowledgeable or having more energy to follow your heart's passions and to do what the heart wants to do. So these are fantastic crystals. I might wire wrap some of them, because what a fantastic crystal to keep near your heart. So I might end up wire wrapping a few of these beautiful peridots, but most of them are going to end up in my shop. Some of them are there already, so if you see any peridots that you like, then you can check out my shop to find out more about them. There's more information there. There's also pictures and stuff like that. This one is beautiful. This would make a beautiful necklace. I don't know if I'm the one to do it, right? I feel like these should be in the hands of professionals. Okay, I do my little wire wrapping, but it's very amateur and it's not the best. But I feel like these crystals need to be in the hands of a professional. Okay, so I might try and see how it comes out, maybe on one of the smaller ones, so that I don't use up a big one, right? Because the big ones are rare, and these ones have rainbows in them. Some of them, they've got chatoyancy, which is basically the light refracts off of them, and some of them, not all of them, but they cause internal rainbows. And my goodness, I mean, just look at the coloration. Look at the color of these peridots. Oh, it just takes my breath away. This is one of those crystals that I was instantly gravitated towards when I started my crystal healing journey. Maybe because it's my birthstone being a Scorpio, but more it's the energy of it, right? If you're sad, if you're depressed, if you don't know where to go, if you don't know what to do, if you're just squandering, this is a great crystal to work with. This is a great crystal to give you that boost of energy, that drive, that potential kinetic energy boost. This is the crystal to work with. And whether you use it for meditation, which is what I use it for, or use it just to keep it on your body, or if you just like the way it looks. I mean, there's so many benefits to this crystal, and size doesn't really matter. Though yes, these big pieces are more prized by people. It doesn't increase the energy. Even tiny little pieces of peridot have that vibrant, stinging energy to them. So size isn't really an issue with peridot. Big or small, it doesn't really matter. Maybe you can feel the bigger crystals from further away, but these have such a powerful energy. Again, they were created in the mantle. They're created in lava. They have such a powerful energy that the size is really not an issue. Okay, as a collector, sure, you want the bigger pieces because they're rare, but as far as metaphysically working with them, it doesn't need to be a big piece. Small or big is going to get the job done. I mean, look at this one. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. If you don't know much about peridot, this is huge. This is a huge piece of peridot, and it's got rainbows, it's got chatoyancy. Oh my goodness. This would make an epic centerpiece for some sort of wire wrapping. Oh man, I wish I had more skill. I really do, because that would be wire wrapping that one. But that's going to kind of end up this peridot video. I hope you guys learned something about this crazy, amazing crystal. Like I said, these are available in my shop. Not all of them are up, so if you do see one that you want specifically and it's not in my shop, let me know and I'll post it up for you. They're pretty affordable. They're not crazy expensive for their size and their quality. So I was really happy to get this parcel. I've been really happy to work with peridot. It's been worked with by humans for over 4,000 years. It's one of the oldest crystals known and used by man, and it's something that we could all use a little bit more of in our lives. Absolutely. Peridot, I love it. I love it. I love it so much. So that's going to do it for me. Please leave a like if you enjoy this. Put some comments in the comment section if you have anything to say about peridot, if you've worked with it before, or whatever you know about it. So thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Happy crystalling. Peace.